keep playing it?
Yeah, because you usually turn it down, don't you, Mike?
Yeah.
I was trying to make it play nicely for everybody who's got it on max, so that you don't get it randomly.
That's good. All right. We'll see what
Otherwise,
happens.
it plays at full blast when you refresh, and it sucks.
For whatever reason, this reminds me of the first time you guys fought Red Caps, and then I played like fucking Ramenstein at full blast while the guys were kicking you.
Yo. Trying to stay away from Rammstein.
I try to stay away from getting kicked in the nuts.
Alright, so we live?
Yeah.
Are we recording?
Okay. I'm not going to record because episode 3 in this series I'm never going to be able to record it again. It's probably not going to.
I mean, for the next 6 months, you might be able to. Oh, wait, no, you don't spring, do you? Okay.
No.
Yes.
No, we all spring, but it's still the same hour.
Ah, okay. Darren, we ready?
Yeah.
Oh, we've just been bantering this whole time. Okay. So, we pick up from the party rescuing the local blacksmith, Rourke Lutger, from a rather large, gangly bugbear, only to find out it was the smaller of two. The blacksmith was in rough condition. However, after some healing from an armigal, all he kept mumbling about was something about heartless and embers. Nonetheless, Signy was able to pick up the trail, headed in the direction of the old road. And having followed all leads to the same source, what does the party do now?
Is that the old road?
Yep. At least that's the start of it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the way that the bugbear went?
Yep.
I think that pretty much settles it.
All right, young man. You'll have to take care of your father from here. We're going to go and get that bugbear. Hopefully take care of this for you.
The young boy is still very much catatonic from shock, but it sounds like the local guards might be on their way to investigate soon.
Okay, gang. Quick vote. Should I slap the boy and see if we can slap him out of his catatonic?
Oh, I
No. I think we just better wait for the guards. They'll be fine.
All right. I won't slap him.
So you guys waiting around?
I'm halfway up the road.
Guards are boring. Let's go.
I'm with you, Yuri.
Yeah, I'm probably.
Who's at a bard?
Samson.
I am the
Samson,
bard.
maybe, now that I think about it, maybe you should talk to the guards and we'll just kind of hang out and just let them know that we didn't come in here and beat these guys up. But
We
that
could
was
just
actually a
leave them.
bugbear. Yeah, we could do that. Does anybody
Do
know
you
how to
really
re-up
trust me
right?
to talk to the guards?
Well, you're supposed to be the most charismatic.
I mean, do we think that the person we just rescued is going to say we were kidnapping him?
I don't know if the guy who got beat up can say anything, and that kid's not saying shit.
All right,
Just
let's
wanna-
just wait for the
We
guards.
just want to cover all of our bases.
Let's just wait for the guards, and then we can run up to the bugbear.
Alright, so
Fine.
about a minute goes by, and then the constable herself seems to have left her post at the jail and walks over to investigate. But she
Alright.
sees your crowd and just asks, "What the hell was all that racket?"
A bugbear broke into the blacksmith. The bugbear beat up the blacksmith. He left many bruises. We're gonna go beat up the other bugbear.
Right. So where's the bugbear?
Bugbear's in the backwoods.
This one that we killed?
Yep. That's a big, bad, beat up bugbear.
I'll deal with the disposal. If there's another one, go track it down.
Right, cool. We didn't do this. Bye.
She waves.
Did we loot the bugbear?
The bugbear didn't have pockets, and I asked you how thorough you wanted to be in your search.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Let's
Alright,
go
so
then.
everybody goes up. Okay.
Hey, we don't have any elves this time, do we?
I don't think so.
But I'm
We have a lot
dwarf.
of gnomes.
That's a fur. Oh wait, I'm half elf.
Dwarf, a half elf, and a half orc, I believe.
A half dwarf.
A half orc, not half dwarf.
Oh, I was gonna say, what the fuck is a half dwarf?
You don't know what the other half is. Could be dwarf.
So I don't
How-
get to ask anybody what their elf eyes see. Great.
No, not in this one. You can ask what the dwarf eyes see if it's dark.
I mean, I have dark vision too.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we have dark vision. It's just that I usually like asking elves what their elf eyes see.
Alright. So, you follow the tracks of the bugbear, who is at some point joined by 3 other small humanoids along the old road. An unmaintained, narrow pass winding 7 miles up the Rocky Mountains, in places wide enough for only one person to make the climb.
Like
This little
human
Red?
person or gnome person?
By small humanoid, the footprints are about the same size as you, I'd say, just by a guesstimation. Signy, why don't you go ahead and give me a survival check? An 8. It's about the same size as a gnome.
Can I check?
Yeah, can we just put our feet on them?
Sure, why not? If you really want to do kind of a take 20 situation and stop and inspect these thoroughly, go ahead, Ulrich. You would have basically assisted anyways. An 11.
Yeah. Right.
Well, they were definitely not wearing boots, and judging by the imprints in the dirt, they weren't very heavy either. It was a very small creature, carrying something, is what you would say. Not that it was a large creature itself, but it was definitely overladen, which is interesting, and barefoot.
And humanoid. From the
Humanoid.
feet.
Yes.
You know any humanoids that don't wear shoes, as a general rule?
I was thinking about anorexic giants with little feet, but that seems unlikely.
Giants. It better
Yes,
not be.
anorexic giant.
The only good giant is a dead giant.
Right. That aside, it could also be kobolds or goblins. We know there's goblins drive around here.
I like the anorexic giant idea.
As long as it's not a gnome.
It was probably not a gnome. You guys usually wear shoes.
Yeah.
Was it moving
Anyway.
quickly?
It was moving at about the same pace as the bugbear. The tracks are very close together.
Are the tracks like close to us in freshness? I guess I should say.
In freshness.
You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Have they
The
been
tracks are
covered in dirt?
probably, I would say, within a half hour, actually.
Okay.
All right, let's go. That's
yeah.
a close distance.
Let's roll.
Alright, so as you continue up the old road, there's very little vegetation up here to offer shelter, and the rest of the trip is bleak. The desolation. Actually, Psychor, why don't you give me a history check on this one?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
A 26. So, from the scribes of Neverwinter, you were hearing that there was once a red worm that had inhabited this range, the Craig's Mountain Range. The desolation here is actually attributed to the long ago rampage of this great red worm. WYRM. It was an adult dragon at the time, I believe.
So
Alright.
it ravaged the area.
It burned a lot of the surrounding area ash. And right around this time, you would probably remember that little village down there is a pretty new creation of the humans. You're a gnome, right? So you've been around here for a
Yeah.
few hundred years, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a very young village, even by human standards. The rest was built on some of this fertile ash. Now, volcanic ash and just forest fires in general usually does make it very rich for new crops, and that's exactly why it was founded.
He's keep-
Interesting trivia to consider as you walk out this mountain in the snow.
what's that old saying, guys? Same old people, brand new houses. This little area has seen a lot of destruction.
Yeah, well, that's the housing market for you out here in the wilderness. Stikler, if there were an ambush, where would you set it up?
Underground?
God damn it.
Gotta get one in.
Yeah, it's always at least one every session. Alright, so it started to snow early during your trek, as befits the season, and the wind picks up as you venture upward, howling through the valley. Your sight is hampered, and it's cold. So I will drag you guys off the next map. And that should be about your uniform traveling organization. How should I say? Is that your party layout?
What order were you?
I think so.
I mean, yeah, I'm either, I don't know, I'm probably either running off on my own because that's what Greta does, or sitting
Or-
on mine.
Yeah, maybe Greta should be over behind Arn.
And there we go.
Whatever his name is.
So that's roughly your order. Okay.
Yeah.
So before the valley bends up, you see 3 fallen goblins frozen in the snow.
I feel like I should look for traps before I inspect them for loot.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea, Greta.
That's a great idea.
Psychor, looks like your plan was correct.
Yeah.
They may have been trying to set up some type of ambush for us, but something got them first. Does it look like an avalanche?
Yeah, if you look at the landscape here, it's there's not much high ground. At least not
So-
to go through.
Now that Greta pointed out the subject of traps, Sydney, why don't you give me a perception check?
Okay. Has to be better than the last one.
A 17. You do see some fallen debris, but no tripwires or any indication of any kind of trap.
Is that the fallen debris?
Yeah, it's just twigs.
Okay.
Okay. That's what I've organized. Fallen debris, but nothing obvious.
So, there are no traps?
There is no traps, but the debris that fell is recent. There's not very much snowfall on top of it to coat it.
Can I get over it safely? How tall is it?
It would count as difficult terrain, but yes, you can go over without much hassle.
I could go through difficult terrain. So it's nothing.
I mean, Gil, can you just, like, toss me over? I want to loot the dude. I bet they have stuff.
Sure. Is this your favorite terrain, though?
Oh, is it only my favorite terrain? I
Yeah.
thought it was all terrain. Oh, no, this is not.
It's supposed to be, but I do suppose this is technically on the side of a mountain.
It is, but I think I'm a deep stalker or something, so that means I'm like a dark underground sort of guy.
I don't think there's very much difficult terrain underground in a town.
That's probably true.
So I'll go ahead and
It's
hand wave it.
How
I'll hand
thick-
wave it for mountains in the general subject.
What's the size of this debris? Like how long, how wide is it? Like from front to back?
The debris that's immediately in front of the party right here, or the cliff face?
Yeah, that debris.
Oh, it's just like a few saplings might have fallen, or branches. It's not that much.
Okay, cool.
It is by no means a great obstacle.
You guys get a little worked up
I
about
mean,
Yeah.
unless you're 2 feet tall.
Unless you're 2 feet tall.
I want to go and inspect what this guy who's not a goblin is. Is that the bugbears?
That is not a bugbear. So as you take a closer look at this creature, it looks like a bush, but it is very interwoven with this goblin. As a matter of fact, thorns and a lot of the small sticks that comprise this bush are embedded inside of its frozen flesh.
Okay. Looks like a battle.
What's more of those bushes that attacked us before?
Do they look similar or are they different?
They're different. Each one is unique, but at the same way, very similar.
Right, but they're not the same as the evil ones that attacked before. Is what is my question? Can I tell the difference, or
It would be an extremely subtle difference. Why don't you go ahead and roll a nature check?
okay? I'm just thinking if they attacked goblins, they might not.
Hey,
I
Mike,
don't know
before you
what to
confuse
attack me.
yourself, I believe all he's saying is don't be racist against bushes. Like
I'm
you're
not.
about to talk yourself out of a normal right way of.
That could be. But I'm a crusty old dwarf.
Alright, so with a 7, you can't really tell if there's any significant differences, but they do seem very similar to the ones encountered before.
Okay.
Was it a purely physical attack?
As far as you can tell, yes.
Okay. Yeah,
I
most
should
like-
have actually called for an Arcana check as far as that goes. Why don't you go ahead and make me that roll?
Yeah.
Me?
No, Psycho.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what the fuck?
A 26. So that's a very good roll, actually. And the auras, as far as the weave is concerned, is only around these shrubs. So they are a very magical creature. You can tell that much, but by no means have they altered any of the auras around them. So it must not have been a magical attack.
Okay.
So as far as their capabilities go, they seem to be just a bush, but animated.
It's really very similar to what we saw on the road, guys. I don't pick up anything extra. At least
Okay.
not like a commander or something.
Right. So
As
maybe
far
it's
as-
safe to assume that whatever these things are and the goblins are not in the same league.
Yeah.
Like, not together.
At least not directly. This might what we might be seeing a symptom of what the goblins are doing.
Right.
Alright, now meanwhile, Greta, you said you were trying to loot them, is that correct?
Hell yeah, I want to loot them. Do they have stuff on them? Maybe it'll tell us something.
Alright, so as you start searching the goblins instead of the bushes, you realize these goblins are already frozen solid.
So they have been here a while.
And these ones have. They're still clutching their short swords and bloody bags of meat.
Okay, do any of them have purses?
Do any of them have purses? So as you start trying to roll over these frozen ice cubes, unfortunately, before you can investigate much further, you hear a long, mournful bird call from somewhere further up the mountain. Ulrich, give me a nature check.
Find it. Okay.
Nailed it.
11. Not great.
Like,
Not great. As far as you can tell, it wasn't a regular bird call at all. Something was different about it. And as a matter of fact, it might have been an alarm. Just as you reach this conclusion, your presence has apparently been made known. And 2 needles shoot out from somewhere in the brush, revealing 2 more topiaries encountered before, except 2 are larger and spore wicked thistles. Everybody, roll initiative.
so, as a natural explorer, it says that I have advantage on initiative rolls.
Yep, that would be
Okay.
correct.
That's just in my thing, right?
Yep.
Oh,
That's impressive.
2. That's 2 ones.
You're gonna get so many crits in this battle, though. It's gonna be
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Do not worry, my friend. The universe maintains its balance.
At least it doesn't matter so much on the initiative roll.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out, Wicked Thistles is now my new rock band.
I'm sorry, I'm taking a second.
That's alright, so am I.
When we were in the blacksmiths, I changed my focus to mastery of force, so therefore it would still be that.
Alright. There we go. Good lord. Intimidating.
20, alright.
Two different types in the crowds.
The roll.
Yeah, the initiative.
There it is. Oh, cool.
There we go. Okay,
He's trying to show us up.
you are the first in the initiative, so what do you do?
All right. Well,
Just don't try to make friends with it.
just don't try to make friends with it. Dang it! There goes my main plan.
Come on, bushes are evil.
Okay, so
doesn't
I
sound
will,
like a bad plan.
Crap. I'm just gonna do what I did with the other thing and like run over to a bush that, let's say this bush right here. That's that. I'm sorry, I can't see the map, so
Okay.
my
Oh, are
screen
you-
is very weird.
Are you driving
But-
blind?
Yeah, but bush that's mostly to the east.
Mostly to the east. Okay, so you run over beside Ulrich. And start
Yes,
attacking this one.
and stab it with my rapier.
Alright. Would you like me to roll that for you?
Can I do it here? I can.
You can. Alright. So a 15 for a 6. Just like before, you do impale this thing in its centralmost stem and it stops moving. So as far as you can tell, this bush is done for.
As far as I can tell.
As
Okay.
far as you can tell. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Alright. That takes us to a Narmigo.
Good job, Sans. You just put that tree on tap. We're gonna get some good maple today.
All right, I'm gonna set Greta down, and then I'm gonna run, leap into the air, and try to bring my broadsword down on.
Alright, roll for it. A 12. Unfortunately, that one does miss. This thing seems to have been expecting this from you, which is kind of intriguing. And just as you go overhead to cleave it in two, it deflects it off some of its branches, very narrowly, but very quickly. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Psychor, what do you do?
The one south that is all by itself. I'm going
The
to.
southernmost.
Sorry.
I said the southernmost. What do you
Yeah, southernmost. So I'm going to do a mind thrust on him, and I want
Alright,
to
go for it.
change my focus to celerity. So that and that.
50. An intelligence check. Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah, so while the others are fanning out ahead, Psychor is aware that there's one behind, and he's happy to deal with the one behind while no one else is looking.
Alright, so once again, you're not really expecting something like this to have very much sentience. This almost is a throwback to the last, the animated armors that you encountered all the way back in the
Yeah.
city of Neverwinter. Except it does seem to be an independent mind, which is rather intriguing. It is acting independently.
Yeah, and these things are
Nonetheless.
motivated as well because, as you said, they don't normally attack.
Yes, as far as you can tell, that is very true, acting on previous information from Ulrich.
So, these things appeared and we just started attacking them. None of them actually raised a hand against us.
No, someone got attacked.
Two needles did get shot out from the brush, but they didn't hit anybody. That would be a neat analysis for out of combat. When you can raise this point. Psychor, your attack was successful,
Yeah.
which is important to note. And that takes us to their turn, unless you wanted to move.
No,
Is
I'll
that
be
the
good
only-
there.
Okay. So, a Narmigel, the one that's right next to you, is going to take a swipe. So that would be, I'm on the wrong I apologize. Technical difficulties. There we go. A natural one. Not much to say about this. It tries to crawl up your leg, but it does not get past your armor at all.
He's used to deflecting Greta. He can handle a bush.
And that takes us to the other ones. Okay, now these ones, on the other hand, as I mentioned before, two of them are quite a bit larger, at least 2 times this size, as a matter of fact. So
Thanks,
we're
Mike.
going to
Forgot.
We're going to start at the southernmost, and it is going to set its sights on Psychor in retaliation. That seems fitting. So it's going to focus on him and shoot out another quill. It's
Ooh.
20 for 5 damage.
Yeah, that hits.
Now, Psychor, it's about this time you realize that these are no joke. It did hit you somewhere very special to you, and we won't describe where.
That's not a natural 20, man.
That's terrible.
It's not a natural 20, but that was a very good hit.
It does hurt.
They're only small needles.
Small compared to what?
Large.
Fair enough. Alright, so the one that's over by Signy. This one is actually not going to attack you, which is rather interesting. It seems to have its sights set on Greta for some reason.
She's very attractive.
Well, she is. She's also very little. So it's going to shoot. This other brush is going to shoot out a natural 20. So that's a 23 for 7 damage, unfortunately.
Okay, so I have 9 health.
Yes, you do. So this thing puffs up and bristles needles and sends one lodged right into your neck.
Shit.
You're in very rough shape.
Yeah.
So, Greta, what do you do?
Yell at him because he's a fucking bush. I hate bushes. I'm not going anywhere near that asshole. Can I put? Look, Psychor's closer. How fast can I move?
You can sprint. It would take your whole action.
How far can I move without spending an action?
25 feet, I believe, as a no.
You can get behind me, yeah.
I want to throw my dagger at him and get behind Psychor.
Okay.
Or
You
maybe
can,
I should use an arrow. What hurts more, dagger or short bow?
sure.
Short bow is D6, dagger is D4.
Okay, then I will shoot him.
If you hit, you do get sneak attack damage.
That only applies when I'm doing a.
Which one are you shooting?
The one that tried to kill me.
So it is next to an ally, and you do receive sneak attack damage.
Oh, well then excellent.
Yep.
Waha.
Alright, so make a roll for it. A 20 for 5, and roll that 1d6.
You guys,
So,
come on.
20 for 6 damage. Your area does lodge into this thing, and it pauses, but it does not go down by any means. It is still up.
I am totally cursing at it, by the way. I'm calling it like a rude, heathen, friggin' forest jerk.
And you wanted to move over by Psycho?
Yes, I would like to put the other gnome between me and the thing that tried to kill me.
Alright. And is that your turn?
Well, I don't think there's anything else I can do, is there?
I
Oh
don't believe so.
goodness, I see that arrow.
Yeah, you can't hide yet. You can't hide until level 2, I believe.
Yeah. Alright, so that takes us to Signy. Signy, what do you do?
Don't worry, that was my arrow. That wasn't the GM's.
I'm really good at one thing. Let's see if it pays off. Oh,
Okay, guys, we gotta quit rolling these ones.
yeah.
Alright, so you raise your maul and you do smash this thing, but it staggers and has a bit more life in it, which is surprising. Everything you've hit thus far has gone down in one hit. But it is still alive. Is that your turn?
You can do it.
Alright,
Debating
so
whether
that
I
takes us to Ulrich.
Okay. Eric's going to charge down and attack this guy.
Alright. Go ahead and roll.
Okay,
Nice.
so
Once again, that the best weapon against the bush is an axe.
That is a 24 for 6 and a 26 for 8. Describe to me how you take this one down.
I just come at it. I hit it in the head and just lodge my axe in its brain and then pull it out. And as it turns around, I turn towards this guy up here and scream a hearty dwarf scream. And let's see, how far did I move?
About 10 feet, I'd say.
10 feet, so I can go 15. Let's go here.
Alright.
Good job, Sai. I give him a high five as I run by.
Excellent, man. Sai is
That's
good.
not
I'm
the
like
cue.
holding, like holding as a
Alrighty,
cute.
so I'm gonna like move over here more behind the wall of allies here.
Alright.
And I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Greta.
Alright. Good choice.
Yeah.
So, do I have to select Greta before I...
No, you just go ahead and click it, and then she will add the hit points manually. So, Greta, you regain 4 hit points as he says so many healing words to you.
You guys, do you see
sorry.
this? That is 3 critical fails on something that would have helped me, and 1 critical success on something that would
Oh,
have
wait. I have this thing right here.
Nicely.
That's for an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, so does a healing word count? That's not an ability
No.
check, attack
No.
roll, or saving throw,
No,
is
but
it?
I'll take care of her rest. Leave it be. You might need it later. I don't think it works for that anyway.
That'll be like damage, I think.
But I mean, that's just a thing that's active all the time.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, you got that.
Yeah. So, meh.
No, it's good to have. It's a good one.
I would
Trust
definitely
me, I
keep that in your
believe
pocket.
with the ones we're rolling today, we will need it.
Yeah. Alright, so that took your bonus action. You still have a full action to do.
I still have a full action.
Yep, you
Okay.
can still shoot somebody.
Well then, what's the range on a throwing dagger?
50 feet. You can shoot. You can throw it at that dude who's right in front of me. I'll duck.
Okay, well then I'm gonna throw it at that dude right in front of Gil.
All right, roll for it. That is a 24 for 6. Very good throw. Describe how this one goes down.
Oh, because I've become such an expert at stabbing these bushes, I just throw a knife at that general direction, and somehow it lands, I guess.
Well, it's
And it-
definitely cut something because it stops moving. All right, so that takes us to a Narmago.
Can I stand right here?
Yeah.
All right. So it didn't work the first time. I'm gonna make it work this time. Same thing. I'm gonna run, leap into the air, and then try to come down on it with my
All right, roll for it. A 23 for 10. So this thing was already on its last legs, and as you run basically up into the street, a lot of snow falls on you. But describe, how do you kill it?
Sure. I leap into the air. I shout, "Gotha, a mare!" And I slice the thing directly in half.
Yeah,
And
get it,
give
Gil.
Sydney a little smile as it falls from either side.
I just really appreciated the echo on that scream.
Oh, that means, by the way, that means die in light. I'll be saying that whenever I kill anybody.
And die it does. That takes the party out of combat.
All right, so Greta, I'm gonna run over to you and Sai, and I'm gonna touch both of you with my hands and give you each back 2 hits.
Cool. 2, you said?
Yeah, each of you get 2.
I kind of look to the rest of the party and I say, I think these tree things were trying to kill the short people.
They
That-
are
that-
jerks?
That would
But
only
also-
that would only go towards explaining exactly how much is wrong here, wouldn't it?
They might have mistaken you guys for goblins.
Look, but we hit them first.
I don't think so.
That's only because they missed Greta.
And we are not
Oh,
like
no.
goblins.
How close were those things to it? Were they anywhere near one of us, or were they just like in the area?
Doesn't matter.
Well,
They're dead now. They won't complain.
As I recall, you were robbing the corpses, and then these things
Oh,
shot
that's right.
daggers out.
Is there anything on their corpses?
Wait, I don't think you can rob a corpse.
Also, Greta, as I recall, you said to Samson, and I quote, "Don't go try to make friends with them."
Yeah, bushes are jerks.
See? So don't worry about it.
Maybe I wanted to make friends with them.
Hey,
Do the bushes have anything on them? Oh, he said he'd be right back. Okay, well then I need to. I gotta go change the laundry.
Alright, if he's gonna be right back, I might as well do my last building tour. Be right back myself.
All right. Well, what do we think so far? We got some dead bushes that have attacked goblins and us, so maybe attack everybody. We've got goblins and maybe goblins and owl bears working, or fucking what are they?
Bugbears.
Bugbears working together.
You were right earlier, Yurik. Yeah, go ahead, Samson.
Signy.
Signy, yeah.
It's fine. I was just saying it was a little weird that it ignored me and went straight for Greta.
I'm back. Too much
That's
coffee.
true.
Sorry about that.
Maybe
And it
not.
could be that they like target smaller things.
Yeah, that could be two.
Well, there's this saying that misery kicks down.
Yeah.
Is that the colloquial?
Yeah.
So
I think these things are being pressured somehow, and they're lashing out.
I don't think the druids and the goblins are working together, by the looks of it. And what were you saying about me being right before?
Yeah, they don't attack, especially not unprovoked. I mean, to just launch needles at us out of nowhere. That's really strange, isn't it?
I mean, it's not normal behavior as far as I know, but if there's druids involved, it's hard to say exactly.
Well, when we were fighting just now, I did sense. I mean, I'm not supposed to. Trees and flora aren't really supposed to have higher mental activity, but I did sense something extra there. Like I was able to affect it. So we do know that there is more to what we see.
Yep. Well, let's push up around this mountain and around this corner and see what we can see.
Yeah. You lead the way, buddy. I'm right behind you.
Greta, you were hanging back a little bit. Did you do any further investigating?
Greta's
I was wondering, like, the two bigger ones, you know, the other ones are like, they're just little bushes, but the big ones, you know, if they're smarter and stronger and, you know, they're just, do they have anything on them? Are they just trees? I mean, you know, the other ones are just moving bushes, but these ones seem like more.
These are basically a very small sapling, but they have thorns. Whatever plant they're from probably sprouted the thorns after it was animated.
Can I collect my throwing dagger?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, can I get my arrow? All one of them that I spent?
I'll say no to that. So arrows, as a projectile, you only recover half.
Recover half, yeah.
Yeah, half rounded down, I believe. Thrown weapons, you can just recover.
Cool.
Sig, do you want to get in front?
Yeah.
Alright, so everybody continues further on?
Yep.
Yeah. Mike went on one of his rounds, so you might have to drag him along with us.
Who?
Gil?
An hour ago? Oh, he went AFK?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing a building.
Okay.
Blind corners make me uneasy.
Who is pinging? What's up the ping?
I'm sorry. It happens every time I try.
Oh, I was wondering if you were going to ask a question.
No. Sorry.
I'm going to move up here beside Signy.
Hey Samson, that was pretty cool last battle there.
Oh,
you seem to be able to handle yourself well.
Thank you. You know, growing up on the streets, basic things. Basic.
Well, if you can try to heal a teammate and still fend off the enemy, then I'm glad you're with us.
Thank you. If you can usually stand around and act like you know what's happening more than I do, then I'm glad to have you with us.
And Sai just smiles and lays a finger aside his nose and says, "It's only a problem if I don't know, isn't it?" And then he just walks past Samsung and goes up the line.
I like him.
I am totally inspecting every single freaking tree or bush we walk past.
Alright. As all of you continue up the path through the valley, you do see the culprit. Looming 7 feet tall is a topiary creature like none you've encountered before. It focuses its gaze below on the party with both sentience and disdain. A long, thorned finger is raised to point down as the creature gives another mournful bird call, and more twig blights throw themselves at the party. Roll initiative.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Samsung, I'm pasting like some screenshots in the thing so that might help. Whenever you need an update, just let me know.
this is gonna take a second. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. I gotta go through all my stuff too. And I'm very much
Holy
at the
shit.
mercy of my internet space.
No.
What did I prepare, Celerity?
Sure, you didn't click it. Oh, wait there.
Kind of hoping that we would have Onyx back. 12K? I suppose so.
I'm back.
There you are.
Welcome back.
Fantastic. Alright.
Strength saving throw.
So unfortunately, you did miss that. So just a quick recap. As everybody continued up the path, you did see the culprit. Looming 7 feet tall up above was a topiary creature like none you've encountered before. It focused its gaze on the party below with both sentience and disdain. A long thorned finger was raised to point. The creature gave another mournful bird call, and more twig blights threw themselves through the party. So everybody was just rolling initiative.
Alright, y'all. Be back with you in like 5 minutes. Not even.
Alrighty. Did you give me your initiative roll?
I
I give you such an initiative roll. You must be basking in the glow all now. All rosy cheeked and.
Smoking a cigarette out.
Oh,
6. Okay. So, Psycho, you were the first to respond. What do you do?
There's the mask. Where is the tree actually? Is it this thing here or is that a campsite?
look
Oh,
up.
up.
Oh, it's up there. Oh, okay. My bad.
Some lights were revealed to you. If I can actually get them to behave.
So how tall is this thing?
The cliff face is about 25 feet tall, I want to say.
Shit.
The incline. Are you talking about the creature itself?
The cliff face, yeah, 25 feet.
About 25, yeah.
Okay. No biggie. I shall. I have a plan here, kind of, but it's going to be a little stupid. Falling damage. 30. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my psychic focus to mastery of air. So that's my bonus action. And I'm going to rapid step, is it? Bonus action, nope, not that. Nope, not that. Wind step. I'm going to use wind step. And what wind step is going to do, I'm going to spend 2 psi points, and that gives me 40 feet of flight. So you guys, especially Samsung, after talking about, you know, not just standing and not doing anything, you guys are going to see me act for the first time since I met you guys. You guys are just going to see me like lift off into the air and go up to the top level.
All right. He does something.
And so this is, so that's movement. So I still have an action, and my action is going to be to with the place where it's standing. Can I get around it? Like, is there? Can I stand here?
Yes. Since you're going up there, let me go ahead and reveal more of the trail and so on. So now we have you up here. All of this is ground.
Alright, so
Ignore the thing. I'm just trying to move the screen.
Alright, I'll see you in like 8 hours.
right, so I get up there,
Thanks for coming in.
and what I'm going to do is wind stream. Submit.
You gonna what now?
There, wind stream.
Wind stream.
So I'm going to push it off of that ledge down to the ground below where the others are.
Okay, so you're going to have positioned yourself about...
Right, so the movement from my wind step gets me up the cliff. And then I...
Is that get it adjacent? You said 40 feet, I just said so.
Yeah, so it's 40 feet of flight. So I can go up there and then go across and around, yeah.
Yeah, you've got plenty of...
Yeah.
Then, okay. It rolls a 5.
So it takes damage from my wind stream, and then it'll take fall damage.
Okay.
So is it gonna land on Gil?
No, well, I was where I had stood up. That's where I wanted to push it. So I wanted it to land on the corner.
Okay, maybe you hadn't originally accounted for how tall and big this creature was until you were literally right next to it. This creature is going on 7-10 feet tall, and as it tumbles down, it does go in a straight line, which unfortunately...
Well, where I had...
God damn it.
No, where I had put myself originally here, that's where I wanted to blow it.
How... Oh, are we talking a diagonal line?
Yeah.
I am stupid.
Can you blow somebody up? It just says knock prone, doesn't it?
This is the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, because it moves how far? It doesn't actually say that it's pushed, though, does it?
No, it just says knock prone.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
so
well-
it's not quite like Gust of Wind. Gust of Wind will push like 10 feet, I believe, right?
Yeah, I have a different thing that could have pushed, but I preferred to use this one, so... And I'm not going to change it now, so... Oh well.
Alright, well, unfortunately, this thing almost goes tumbling off the cliff, but latches on. It is, however, prone.
Alright, so that is 3 side points. So it takes 1d8 bludgeoning damage, which is the 7.
Which is the 7. Gotcha. Alright.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, we can. Alright, so Uruk, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to attack this guy.
Alright. Roll for it.
And I get, I think, advantage on my attack because he hasn't moved yet.
By ambush, I believe. No.
Wait,
Natural
that doesn't.
Explorer
Wait,
is-
doesn't kick it until level 3, does it, Mike?
Natural Explorer, on your first
Yep,
turn
I see
during
it.
combat, you have advantage on attack rolls.
I see. That's funny. All right, go for it.
Is that
It's only the first attack, though, right?
Is that the Unearthed Arcana one, Mike?
Yep.
Sounds weird.
Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know.
It is. That's fine though. All right, so that's a 22 for 9 and a.
And
All right,
what bonus does axes do?
What bonus?
Did you say there was a bonus to trees?
Oh no!
That
That
doesn't
was
get you the only one that hits. No.
Oh, okay.
that was strictly narrative, but yeah.
Okay,
It is
all
funny
right.
that you're just about the only one who's cleaving through them, and it just so.
All right. So that is my turn.
At 23 or 22 for 9 does hit, and this little shrubbery is felled by your axes. Oh, so deftly. So is that your turn?
Yep.
All right. So Greta, what do you do?
Well, I have an idea, but I don't know if I can do it.
Go for it.
I want to use the tinderbox in my adventurer's pack to set my arrow on fire before I shoot it at the giant tree.
That would be a good idea, except it would take your first action to interact with the tinderbox.
Okay, so I could set the arrow on fire, but I couldn't shoot it yet.
Not in the same turn.
He's pretty big. I bet he'll still be there when it comes around to me again.
That's a very fair wager.
So I want to set an arrow on fire so I can. I want to set more than one arrow on fire so I can shoot it at him.
Okay. I will say that you can hold about 3.
Perfect.
Okay.
What are we fighting, by the way?
You are fighting one very big topiary and an unknown amount of smaller ones.
Okay.
Alright, so you spent your turn and you lit 3 arrows, correct?
That is correct.
Alright, and that's your turn? No moving?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I want to keep my sightline on the big one, so I think I need to stay where I am.
Alright, Samson, your turn.
Oh, Ben, there are fire arrows in the thingy if you want to see them.
Yep, I know.
Okay.
I'll
I mean,
just
if
cast.
someone else has a bow, they can take one of my flaming arrows, but
Yeah. I'll cast Vicious Mockery at the big tree. Can I? Yeah, it's range 60 feet.
Okay, roll for it. Oh, it
Did I
has
roll
to.
twice?
It's fine.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's a 13. 3. That's it rolls a natural 20. Alright, so firstly, go ahead and give me your vicious insults.
Really? You try and attack us after we just kill a bunch of trees right in front of you?
It seems to turn its focus to you in a very cold stare and is not enthused.
Oh. Oh boy.
Yeah, oh boy. Which brings us to its turn.
No, but that's good because if it wants to come at you, it could just let go and fall.
That is a very,
go ahead, fall in my fire.
very interesting observation.
Yeah,
sir.
fall on the
Instead,
gnome.
what it does is make an incantation.
Oh goodness.
With no verbal components, it raises its hand and sends out what seems to be a very subtle wave of an arcane aura, and everybody needs to roll, I believe, a wisdom saving throw.
I think I have advantage.
Because of
I
Gnome.
actually have Actually, with some saving throws, it's one of my saving throws.
Right?
Yep, gnome cunning gives you advantage. So everybody with Samson, you're a halfling, aren't you? When do you use a halfling?
Yes, I'm a halfling.
Unfortunately, you don't get advantage, but everybody else does. Darren,
How do I do the saving throw?
In the top left, you'll see it looks like you have proficiency in some, but they are your saving throws. It will just be charisma, strength, etc.
Oh, so I just click
Upper left-hand
wisdom.
corner.
Yep, but click on the advantage button first in the top right below XP.
Advantage.
Just a regular advantage, not plus. There you go.
You shall not pass!
We don't do any crazy double advantages, but okay. So, how big of an area is this? Psycho, you're safe. It doesn't hit you.
Nope.
But centered from about a point right here would hit everybody.
I'm looking down my prodigious nose at it.
Alright, so Signy, you are affected. Ulrich, you are not. Let me go ahead and give everybody a thing of what looks like confusion. There you go, you're screaming in confusion. Greta, you are affected, unfortunately.
I don't think I understand because I rolled. Okay, so 7 to 8, 9 to 10. Where does 12 fall? Because 14, it doesn't cover 11 through 14.
Oh, the move tells you what
The
you need
DC
to pass.
is 14.
It's different from PTA. There's not a standard pass range. Every single move has a stated pass-fail position.
Yes. Okay, so the DC is who is affected and who is. And that's what we're resolving. And then I need to roll a die 10 for the start of each of your turns to determine what you do. Yes.
Got it.
Alright, so
And I think-
Narmigil, you're on your phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'll go ahead and roll this for you. Wisdom. It is one of your saves, but you roll an 11. You are unfortunately very much affected. Alright. So Signy, Greta, and Anarmigil, as this wave of this arcane aura washes over you, you don't know quite where you are. And what you do will be resolved when we get to your turn later. In the meantime, it is the Twigblight's turn. Alright, so this one...
Oh, I thought that was his turn.
No, that was the big one.
Oh.
That really big guy. Instead of making an attack, he used an arcane enchantment.
Does he climb up?
Twigblight's son. Yes, he will go ahead and stand up. Now that you pointed that out, I mean, you didn't have to, but very courteous.
No, well, if he's hanging on, then he can't do somatic components.
That's true, so he did have to stand up.
Yeah.
The Twiglight, on the other hand, is going to attack Ulrich. He's the second shortest, but he's also very close. So this thing's going to run up on you and take a swipe. 5 for 3, though, it doesn't get anywhere near past your armor and harmlessly clangs off. As for the surrounds around you, everything is quiet. Nothing else moves. Narmigo, it's your turn. You are, however, on the influence of confusion, so I have to roll a die 10, I believe.
We're on that arcane high.
Okay, so Narmigo, your vision swirls. And
God damn it.
suddenly, everyone around you looks like one of these strawberries in varying heights and aggressive postures. You
Go for the
believe
big one.
that they are hostile, and you take a swipe. just reflexively. It almost seems like you have no control over this.
All right. So what is that? Roll a d4 to see who I hit.
Unfortunately, only one is close to you.
Damn it!
So it's not a very random roll.
Damn. What if
well,
you
maybe
kill
I'll-
your friend Greta?
Because I can literally kill Greta
I
with
know.
one hit.
It is Greta. Now that you mention it, very unfortunate, but it is Greta, and she's the only one within reach.
All right. Let's hope I don't crit.
Will this be the last dish that Greta cleans?
Good lord. I'm not supposed to kill Greta until, next Saturday.
Yeah. Are you using your greatsword? What was in your hands? What were you using in the,
The
last
last
fight?
thing I was using, the last thing I was using was my great sword. Wait, did I see these enemies before they came up? Like, or did they just spring on us?
They sprung on you.
Okay, and I saw someone who was like 7 feet tall and a whole bunch of them, right?
Yeah. And she's
Seven,
about the right
okay.
height.
The seven. The
No.
seven feet-
The reason I asked that is, I think if I was to see something that big and I had Greta next to me, there's a chance I might have switched to my sword and whatever my D8 weapon is and shield. But no, fuck it. Let's just roll it. Hopefully, I don't kill her.
All right.
I can't justify it.
This should be good. Let's see.
So an Armadillo
not-
turns around to Greta,
don't
and
have
he
to-
doesn't have the same friendly look in his eyes, unfortunately.
God damn it!
And he rolls a
Oh,
20
shit.
with max die of 2 sixes.
You
for
guys,
16
you fucking
damage.
killed me. So, do I do like a death saving throw or am I toast?
It doesn't kill you outright. You are reduced to 0 HP, and this is a very good tutorial on what happens when you're at 0 HP. On your turn,
Am I still confused? Like, I think being dead would knock that away.
you are very unconscious right now, and probably confused even if you weren't. When it comes to your turn, you will be making a death saving throw, but that's all you have to worry about. And provided you roll well, you won't die.
2 more points of damage.
2
Do
more
you
points.
know how many
crit fails we've been having?
and
Oh,
she would be in
shit.
trouble.
It's okay, guys. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We can do this.
So,
It's okay.
Signy, unfortunately, you are also under the influence of confusion.
It's fine.
Oh, wait. Do I get to make my save?
He does get to make a save at the end of his turn.
Believe it's at the end, because at the start you do make
At the end of its turn, an
Wow.
affected target can make a wisdom saving throw.
Gotcha. So an Armigo to roll 1. And he rolls a 14. Barely clearing it. An Armigo, you're clears, and you see Greta bleeding out on the ground, and your sword dripping.
Alright. Needless to say, my eyes glow, I scream, curse and holy hell at the monster, and I'm seeing that Greta's blood is on my sword. So I'm not in a good place.
And neither is Signy. So Signy, let's go ahead and resolve this.
I'm gonna need this 9, alright?
And
Oh, it's so close!
Oh,
Yep.
guess what that means?
Yep.
Signy turns to Ulrich.
Oh
The
shit!
twig person is in range too.
That's true.
True.
There is another guy.
There is another creature. So both of them look very similar to you. And I'm going to say a 1 is on the left and a 2 is on the right. That sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. Hello?
A 1 was on the left. You do swing at the right target. Okay.
Oh, I thought a 1 was on the right. Oh,
No, you're good.
You're good for now. Alright, so go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Do I get to move or do I only get to attack?
You only get to do this.
get that crazy fucking look out of your eyes, you.
There's so many bushes, they're surrounding us.
So,
Critical miss.
Signy, there are indeed very many bushes around you, and swipe as you may, you can't seem to connect with any of them. Go ahead and make me another wisdom saving throw.
I don't think I'll pass. It's worth a shot. Oh,
A natural 20. Okay, your vision also clears, and you just realized you narrowly missed Ulrich.
wait, Ulrich, you're not a bush? I mean,
bush.
you have lots of hair. You're kind of bush-like, but
He's bushy.
And
bush
that
adjacent.
takes us to the next turn.
Dude,
And
I
what
don't
you
think
didn't...
Gil's gonna be so fucked.
Yeah, when you're up, Gil is gonna be fucked up. Revenge of the Gnomes in a few minutes. So what you didn't see before is another topiary creature standing on the ledge, bearing very many familiar needles, and it focuses its eyes on Samson.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
Entering
Gonna
both
make an
lanes.
attack
Next
roll.
stop, Forbes and Craft.
A 9 for 6. This needle narrowly misses you. You don't have the best defense in the world, but it does miss, thankfully. That would have been very painful had it connected.
Mm-hmm.
Psychor, what do you do? Amidst all the chaos, it is finally the top of the queue and your next move.
Alright, so this guy has crawled up from the ledge and it's standing again, right?
Yo,
Alright, so I
it's
have...
impressive height of 7-10 feet tall. You can't quite tell.
So I have one more psi point left, and I'm going to use it. On
A push. There we go. So let's see if it is indeed pushed.
It's my fault, guys. I'm new to this class. The first time I'm playing it, and I used the wrong one. I'm sorry.
It's the first major combat. I forgive you on their behalf. It rolls an 8.
And Caltech.
So it takes the damage. It gets pushed back 5 feet into open air, and then it falls and takes fall damage.
5 feet in a straight line away from you.
Oh no.
You did not, however, move to position yourself to be...
Well, from where
Right
I
spot.
am, it was supposed to be this way.
I mean, you could make the argument that aiming towards his center would be a diagonal. And you've already said he was right on the edge.
Alright, I will allow it. In the future, I would
Four,
probably say
and
positioning. Just be aware of straight lines.
Well,
but I will allow that.
considering my height, if I moved up here, it would look like if I was shooting him down this way.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
So that's why I came on this side here. To shoot him down that way.
Alright, so fall damage. I'm doing myself. Fall damage. This is about 20 feet, I would say.
You said 25 feet earlier, senor.
That's why I had to use 2 psi points to get up there.
25 feet, thank you very much. I believe it is a 1d6 per 10 feet.
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I won't bother looking it up then. If it's a 1d6,
Stop requested.
if it's 25 feet, I'll give you a 3d6.
Yeah, sure.
Be nice.
No, it's fine. All right, thank you.
Alrighty. So initially, it does take the 8 damage
Yeah.
from your push, as that does connect and slam into its center mass, and it goes tumbling down by or on... No, right next to a Narmigil, if the diagonal is right.
Yeah.
Something like there, right? And 17 more damage as it clambers all the way down. It lets out a strangely inhuman but agonizing noise as it clambers. It's still up.
Yeah, sorry. So you guys would have come out of your confusion just in time to see this.
Just in time to see a tree fall.
Very impressed.
Yeah. So you would not have seen me. You just know that something is up there that has attacked this thing and pushed it off.
You didn't get a very good look at it before, but now that it picks itself off the ground, It looks distinctly like an elf. And that takes us to Ulrich.
I'm going to attack the guy in front of me.
Alright, roll for it.
Is that a hit?
13 for 7. You almost missed this guy. But describe to me how you kill him.
Same as the other guy. I'm just chopping wood. Chop, 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 chop.
Just a regular day in the lumberyard.
He is very defendable.
Now, since I have technically an extra attack, can I throw my axe at this guy?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
There is no modifier damage, though. So that's an 18 for 6. Describe to me how he dies.
Nice! Nice!
Same thing. He just catches his axe right in the forehead. Just like all the rest of them. They've all got axe marks in their heads.
What's
So
going to happen when we quit fighting wood-based creatures?
I don't know.
You hurl this axe, and it soars through the air above Greta, above Anarmagil, narrowly, because there's about a foot difference, give or take, between the two, and embeds itself in this distinctly elven face. After a few seconds, it slowly falls down into the snow. And is that your turn?
That is my turn, yes. Looks like we still have one guy left.
As far as
right?
you can tell, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Greta, it is your turn.
Okay. What do I do?
Roll a death saving throw.
Yep.
So what do I roll?
Upper center. It's in the upper center.
You see where your initiative is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you look at your bottom one down to the right diagonal. it
Yeah, the
says
little box.
success, failure, successes, failures, and then underneath of that it says death saves.
Mhm.
If you hit the
Click on
death
that.
saves. Oh, it shouldn't be an advantage, I don't think.
But
That's really bad.
that
That's a
was
1. Oh god, that's 2 fails.
That was a
Oh my
natural
God.
1, which is 2 on the failures for death saves.
Fantastic.
You get to
Those-
3 before you die.
But that's okay. That's okay because Samson's up next. And
Shit!
Okay, well, I'm gonna. Does Bardic Conspiration affect death saving throws?
No.
Damn it.
just
Okay.
just heal her.
Unfortunately, you can't inspire somebody to stop bleeding out.
Stop dying, motherfucker!
It might work for
Wow.
consciousness, but not bleeding.
I assume because I was knocked out, basically, that I cannot do a wisdom saving throw to get unconfused. Is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did die, so
Yeah.
it would clear for anybody regardless.
And that might be the least of your worries at this point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Taken
that
another way, and Armagil turn and just clobbered you. So you will be confused.
So
Anyway,
Samson,
I
what
still
are you
have
doing?
I still have one more healing touch or whatever I call it. I just forgot it, but I still got one more of those.
Yeah, she should be safe. But Samson, it's your turn.
I'm gonna throw that dagger at that guy that's up on that ledge or in the tree or whatever, wherever he is.
All right, roll for it.
Oh, I hit 3 times. I'm sorry. It just was not going.
So you throw 3 daggers like a machine gun. That's a
Samson.
24 for 6, which does hit, and embeds itself actually very well into this blind. He's on the top of the ledge. Unfortunately, it does not go down. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that'll end my turn.
All right.
Yeah.
You have
Which
like a
brings us
bonus
next.
action. You could have do like a vicious mockery. It is. I might remember it wrong.
That Vicious Mockery is its own action, and I don't have extra attack.
Yeah, I just wanted like iced tea, Arizona iced tea. We got one.
So would I.
Don't we all?
Alright, so let me go ahead and reveal more. For Psycho, as you start looking around, just in your peripheral,
Mhm.
What you didn't see
Yeah,
before was 2 more of these brush
Yeah.
slow start to animate themselves.
Wow.
Are we in deep shit? Is this what's happening right now?
Who were watching you the whole time but waiting to...
Greta's in big shit. If somebody doesn't heal her real quick.
Yeah, I still got one more thing left for her.
Hey, are my arrows still on fire? When I come back to me, can I use those?
They've fallen into the snow, so I would say probably no.
The primary thing is to get you back conscious. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
So-
I got you back on consciousness. You'll be fine.
Leap on you, and one even flanks you. They're dogging on you. Which is very impolite, but a very smart thing to do on their behalf, as they both roll
Alright.
with advantage.
Yeah.
Claws.
Yeah, this is gonna be bad.
Can anybody get me up there on this turn?
I mean, if you'd like, I can try and toss you.
That is a 15 and 11 for
hoping-
5.
I was hoping a little more.
The 11 misses. The 11 misses.
Yeah, none of us.
And I only get the 15, which means I only get 5.
So this thing rakes its claws into you. The other one does deflect off your robes, just barely, but you do felt it. That could have been a lot worse than it was.
Whoa, yeah.
Alive.
I'm still up. I'm still up.
And
Jesus.
that takes us to an Armigil. I'm assuming you're
Alright.
using your turn to heal her.
Yeah. Give her
That
my
is-
1 hit point
That
and
is
get
a
her
full
up.
turn, isn't it?
What'd you say?
That is a full turn, isn't it?
I believe you said it's an. I believe it's an action.
Yeah, one of the biggest drawbacks of play on hands. I'm pretty sure is an action.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's
And
an
that's
action.
your last point.
Yep.
All right, so Greta, Anarmigo leans down and, feeling very sorry for himself, does manage to heal you for 1 point. You are now conscious, not bleeding out, and very much alive.
Woohoo!
All right. So
I look
Signy,
into Greta. I look into Greta with tears in my eyes, and I say, "Greta, duck."
Duck. She's just like, that wasn't very nice.
I'm so sorry, Greta. I will do better to stave off confusion in the future.
You're a monster!
All right, Signy, what do you do?
Now begins my long trek.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at that fucking thing.
I'm going to be using a double move. Do you mind revealing some more of the corner?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Alrighty.
As you sprint up the mountain, and I'm assuming that's your turn.
That would be the turn.
That would be your turn. All right. So that takes us to their move.
Don't worry, weird flying gnome guy, I'm coming.
I love this.
Very mild technical difficulties.
See, Ben, I was telling you, I knew that I would get a chance to do my thing once I got out of the village.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, so. That was a very clever move. Definitely sped it up. It took 3d6 falling damage. Alright. Roll 20 is being very laggy for me, so I do apologize.
Signy, I keep forgetting. Sorry, really sorry. Like you are what, the fighter or barbarian or
Barbarian.
barbarian? Yeah. So you are gonna have a lot of fun with these guys.
Oh, I apologize to everybody with headphones.
It sounds like bricks.
Yeah, that sounded like a car braking.
Yeah.
Fine. I
That
mean,
was
I already
break
have
from the
tinnitus.
Alright.
You're lucky because while you guys were listening to the brakes of the bus, I was listening to some 70-year-old man jam out toxic in his car.
That,
What?
I mean, that sounds awesome.
Toxic.
Are you hating on toxic right now?
Alright.
don't know what any of that is.
Now that we're listening to a karaoke, the needle blind that's on top of this ledge is still very angry at Samson. And he's going to throw another quill. That's not supposed to be an advantage, but it's still a 20 for 2 damage.
Okay.
Got lucky, but it does sting a hell of a lot more than you might have.
Did I lose everybody?
Nope.
No.
Oh, okay.
So if you click on your token, you'll see in the red box is your hit points. You can go ahead and click on that and do -2 on the number pad to track your hit points for me.
Press the minus sign and me too.
Do this
Yeah.
with a controller.
Oh, how to do that with the controller. I'll go ahead and do it for you. I forgot you had jerry-rigged this.
Yes.
Alright. So, Signy, as you start climbing the mountain.
Oh god.
Yeah, oh god. Coming into your field of view are 2 more
Oh god.
very angry, very needly blights.
There's so many.
Signy, I am gonna owe you so much more than you realize right now. Yeah, I'm really gonna owe you.
So this one
Hey,
moves
Signy, I
up
think you might want to rage.
10
Yeah,
feet,
I think it's time.
probably next turn, yeah. And that gets them into the 30 feet range. So, both of them,
Wait, raging is a bonus action, isn't it?
Yeah.
yes. Both of them are going to throw needle bats. That's a 16 for 4 and a 9 for 5.
Sorry, this is at me.
Yep.
Yep,
Okay,
both
so
at you.
4 or 1
4
hit.
hits. And clever bastards they are. They're going to use the remainder of their movement to move. This would be 10, 20.
Hey, they
that's
got a
the-
-3 on intelligence. How clever are they?
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do. He did an intelligence. Never mind. I just remember having a -3 when he did his intelligence save.
Intelligence isn't wisdom. Intelligence is book smarts. Wisdom is more
Okay.
like.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yep. Alright. So. Yeah, they're both shuffled back up on the ledge. Something like that. Alright. And that takes us back to Psychor.
Alright, so can I, when I disengage from both of them?
Yes, but that would be your action.
Yeah, no problem. So, pay attention, boys and girls. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to switch my psychic focus to Mastery of Air. That's my bonus action. And I'm going to use my action to disengage. And my movement is I'm going to go around this guy and jump off this ledge and fall all the way down here.
Yep.
So this is why I owe you, Signy, because you didn't need to get up there.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's all my turn. Yeah.
Alright, and that takes us to Ulrich.
Okay. I have this. I ignore difficult terrain. Does that
Yes,
mean
you
I
do.
can climb up the side of the mountain?
No, you cannot.
Crap.
I ignore difficult
What?
terrain, so I walk up a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, not quite.
Okay.
Well, that's like literally a 10th level monk.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This is just gonna try things out. Okay, so let's try 2 axes to the guy up at the top of me.
Alright. Are you tracking how many you've thrown?
Yes, I've thrown 1 so far.
Alright.
At this point, I just see Yurik running around with like 20 axes on him, just tossing at people.
Yeah, I got 6.
23 for 6. So you hurl this axe way up above and it does collide. Your second one, however, not so much. It is still very much alive and very pissed off.
I can get those
You-
axes back, right?
Yep.
Okay.
If you
yeah.
can find them. At this point, I might start having to ask for a search.
Well, 2 of them should be in, guys.
Yeah, true.
I'm going to move there.
Alrighty. And that takes us to Greta.
Okay, so I mean, I want to help you guys, but I feel like she would be like, "Peace out, I'm hiding. You guys got this."
Well, you're still unconscious and you still have a death save to do.
No, she's
No.
very conscious.
No,
I-
I saved
I-
her.
Oh, right, so you're up. Good.
I have 1 HP, and I feel like she would be like, "Peace out. You guys got this. I'm gonna go hide in this tree."
You did.
I feel like
You
that's
had
what,
a very near-death experience.
Then
Yeah,
do it.
I would have told you to hide.
yeah. No, she's just gonna hide in the fucking tree.
Punch
I'm
under a
small
dead
enough.
body.
Don't worry, you would never find.
So that would take your action. Go ahead and make me a stealth roll.
Hey, by the way, I'm helping her by piling up snow near her, or whatever it is.
If you were out of combat, I would say sure. That's
Okay.
a 23. You are very well hidden and very small, hiding under a tree. You're probably safe. Is that your turn?
I mean, I feel like anything else would expose me. So yes.
All right, Samson, what do you do?
Okay, well, I'm pretty butthurt that I just got hit with a needle. So I'm going to give an Armagill a thumbs up as a bardic inspiration. And I'm going to go
Okay.
join Greta in the tree. I'm going to go hide in the tree.
All right, so we've got 2 people hiding in a tree. Go ahead and make me a stealth roll.
Alright. That one.
That is an 18. You are also very well hidden. And is that your turn?
Just for like curiosity, for like future, if he had failed, would Greta have had to redo a stealth roll?
No. I would say no, because that would very well give his position away, but not necessarily hers. If anything, it might have driven the attention away from her
Yeah.
as a distraction.
Alright.
Intent for
So that's very useful.
Yep, so that takes us to their turn. Now, Psycho, what you might... no, it's right after this one. So what you didn't account for is this thing being very pissed off. And this little bastard jumps right off the cliff after you.
Alright.
Now it knew full well what it was doing, but it does it anyways. So it's about 25 feet, and I'm gonna have you split the falling damage. Okay?
Oh man.
Oh, so he hit him from the top rope.
Yep, that's a 2 damage for it so far. And this is what you're splitting, so it takes 5 damage. And you take 3.
Okay, well I go down.
Alright. So it goes down right on top of you, and it stops moving, but so does Psychor, as everybody just sees this fluff of snow go up in the air, and then nothing more.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, crap.
So this one over here is going to spend its full turn. It does have to like tiptoe around you, but that's about 30. Yeah, it can easily do this. Moves its full length up here to cover the others.
Is it safe to say we've exposed everything on this map?
Yes.
I've taken out the big boss and one of the minions. The rest is up to you
Everything on
guys.
this map seems to be very aware of you and very engaged.
I have died and gotten alive and hided. I've been very helpful.
I did. Hmm.
Alright, and now Miguel, it's your turn.
What am I near?
Everybody else and a bleeding Psychor.
Except for Yurik and
near any-
Sydney.
near
Yurik
any
and Sydney are coming up around the corner. You're way back, so we'll pretty much need you to dash towards us.
You have two
Oh,
options.
hot right there.
You can try to stop the bleeding of your ally, or you can sprint to make the cliff.
Okay, I have medicine.
Okay, so you're gonna. Do you have a healing kit?
Yeah, we bought some healing kits. I know we bought some healing kits before we left. I don't remember who was holding them. Either Greta was holding them or.
Person.
Oh,
I
shit.
remember that.
This falls down to being on your sheet, so I only see your pack.
Nope, I don't think I have one on my sheet.
It is not on your sheet, so somebody else must have them.
Not me.
Nobody has
All
a
right.
healing kit?
So you can make the medicine check.
Oh, there's no point then.
No, a healing kit allows you to just not even roll. It just automatically stabilizes.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
think
Whatever.
you only need
I
to
have
roll
medicine.
above a 10 to stabilize, if I recall. It's like DC 10. or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, and I have a bardic inspiration if I fail.
You roll a 12.
All right, good.
So you kneel next to your fallen ally and, with both hands, try to staunch the bleeding. It seems to have worked. But that's your turn.
All right. So far, I've killed one friend and saved two.
Why are you doing more good than harm?
I would say calling what you did saving me is a little bit of a stretch.
Oh, you were saved just because I put you in danger in the first place. I
All
fixed my
right.
mistake.
Signy, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go up her. And I'm gonna go ahead and rage,
All right.
and then I'm gonna go ahead and attack.
Alrighty. So a very angry Signy makes an attack roll. This is 2 more damage. 11 for 12. Unfortunately, this thing really saw this coming, and it just slashes its arm and deflects your maul right off to the side, harmlessly.
Okie dokie.
They do not look happy. As a matter of fact, the closest up does make the run around and behind you.
Wait, time out, Ben. Does he get advantage automatically, or does that come with one of the two barbarian paths?
He does not get advantage while raging, only on strength checks. What was the question?
Which one is it? It's reckless, right? Does reckless come at level 2, or is that a level
Oh,
1?
that is an
Level
archetype, isn't it?
No, reckless is at level 2.
Yeah, so it's
Oh, yeah. Well,
Okay. Never mind.
also, that would have given you exhaustion, and would have been another thing to click on.
No. The archetype that lets you have an extra attack is what gives you exhaustion. Reckless itself gives you advantage, but they also have advantage on him.
Ah, that's true. Okay, it's just been a while. I apologize. Okay.
God damn it, I read those books too much.
All right, so this one does tiptoe around you, so it gets flanking.
Okay.
And it is going to lash out with its claws. That's a 15 for 4.
Just barely. Yep.
That's for 2, right?
Yep, for half damage.
Okay.
And the one up on the ledge is going to throw a quill direction. So that's a 16 for 2.
Alrighty.
Alright, so the one way over here, with Samson and Greta disappeared, Ulrich out of range, Signy, it could be awful cruel, and I think it has to be. It's getting too much resistance from up on this position. It is going to run out of sight of the rest of the party and throw a quill at Signy.
Okay.
Gil, do you have ranged weapons? Mike?
Me? Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a heavy crossbow, I believe.
Oh, okay, good.
That's a 21 for 5. You can go ahead and round down.
Okay. All done.
Alright,
All right. Better mark on that half a hit point, buddy.
that takes us to Psychor.
Well, I'm unconscious still, right? I'm stabilized but unconscious.
Oh yeah, we didn't roll that,
Stabilized.
did we? Was that a D4 for how long he's unconscious?
Actually, yeah, that's ours, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Psychor is on the ground and unconscious 3 hours.
Which is cool. I kind of like it because you guys saw me suddenly explode with power. I flew up to the mountain, knocked this thing off, killed it. So what's the saying? It's the light that shines twice as bright.
That means we all have to give Psychor all of our attention for 3 hours. He's just completely rock hard right now because of all the attention he's getting.
We just stand around him and look down. Everyone just stands around him until he wakes up.
Alright, so Ulrich, what do you do?
I am going to make a run for down here.
Alright.
And I'm going to throw 2 axes at this guy.
Alrighty.
Do I get advantage?
You are technically flanking, yes. Now your range is 20 feet. You move 20 to get your current position, so you
25.
This is the range actually.
Oh, it's 20 feet? Okay. Sorry. Can I do something different then? Sure. I have just something else. I can shoot once with my sling.
It has a little bit more range.
It has more range, but it's a miss.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Alright. That's it.
That's it? Okay. Greta, what do you do?
I mean, I can't leave him to be like, oh. I mean, I feel like I could probably climb this tree faster than I could get around them.
Climbing speed is about half, I want to say.
Alright, let me see. What is the range on my arrows?
Put him someplace safe so that nobody stabs his barely conscious body.
I mean, the range on my arrows is, I think, 80 feet. So how far out do I have to go to be within sight range of, to be able to fire at that one?
I would say you have to be at least the same distance away from the cliff face to be able to see him. So you'd have to be on the opposite end over here.
Okay, so I could get there. You said
It is doable.
I have 20 feet. I could get.
You have
there.
25 feet of movement, so it's perfectly fine.
I'm small, so was it 20 or 25? 20. I could go here. I could go here and shoot that one with my arrows.
Alright, and you are in stealth mode, so you get advantage on this attack, but it does reveal you.
That's fine.
17 for 5.
You guys, I have yet to not roll a critical fail on a hit.
Nonetheless,
number 1.
That's
do I get
17...
a sneak attack too?
Yes, you do.
Yep, because it's
Alright.
Sneak attack. Good
There
job.
you go. That does take it down, so describe how you kill it.
I think she would, like, she's not feeling too great, you guys. She's, like, dragging her ass out there and, like, shooting her bow, being like, that's close enough, I'll probably get it. Probably sure fucking chance that it kills. It'd be like she's aiming for the chest, and then it kind of, like, goes wonky and hits him in the neck or some shit, and she's like, oh, okay, that works.
Alright.
It's kind of like how I bowl. I just throw the ball down the lane, hope it hits something. Walk away.
You don't want to get me started on bowling. I've literally bowled a 7.
Oh god.
Well, with a little bit of luck and a thud, your arrow hits home and down it goes. Samson, it's your turn.
There's not really much I can do from right here, so I guess I'm just gonna start moving.
All right.
What's my speed?
25. You can move about to there.
25. So I'm gonna go right here. Yeah.
Ford.
I have to turn that thing. I'm sorry.
Stop requested.
25. And I moved twice that as an action, right?
Yep. You can sprint and double your move.
5, 10, 15.
All right, and that's your turn.
All right, sweet.
So that takes us to their turn. Okay. So before they go, in this next pass of the round, Armigil, Signy, are you feeling particularly spiteful? Like, would you like this combat to continue? No? Was that a no from Signy?
No,
Greta's like, get the fuckers.
I don't mind. It's whatever everyone decides. Not I could go either way.
I'm asking from an in-character perspective. If Signy saw any hesitation from them, would Signy capitalize and keep fighting, or let it go? This is like in a non-action, just very subtly. What would you do?
Isn't Signy still raged right now?
He's raged, but you don't lose control. You would just drop the rage.
That's a question.
Attack.
I don't know.
Attack.
Would you let him run or would you kill him?
Yeah,
With no
I
outside
probably would let him go.
influence.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think probably I would just let him.
Okay, in an Armigil, you're too far away. So you wouldn't get
can't
any
shoot 'em?
attack. No, they're up on a cliff, well far away.
Oh,
That's
I
the
can't
same
move back
issue.
to where Greta is and shoot him.
Nope, not in I suppose in a turn you could.
Then I'm gonna go where Greta is and shoot him.
Okay. So I'll hold theirs. Signy passes. And an Armigil. So you are going to run over by Greta and try to take a shot. So let's see if this does it. Begin with. It's a javelin, so it would be at disadvantage.
Oh,
Are
I
you
thought
going
I
to
had
take
a
it?
heavy crossbow.
No, you took javelins.
Fuck. Well, in that case, I will let him go.
Oh, okay.
I mean, can't you use my bow?
So, on the pass of the next round, these little topiaries, surrounded as they may have Signy, they stop. And as the sound of another bird call is given further off in the distance,
Those fucking birds.
they all retreat.
Something's controlling them. Or commanding them.
And they all dash into the tree line, out of sight. Which takes everybody off the combat track.
I'm gonna go look for my axes.
Alright, you hit 3, so you know where 3 are.
Yeah, I'm
Go ahead and
missing
give me like a search roll at advantage. If you roll below a 10, you do lose.
one. Investigation.
Sure, go for it. You recover all of them safely, even though you threw one kind of blindly.
I have managed to once again use exactly one arrow.
Can I look for my dagger?
Yep. Go for it.
Alright. Investigation.
15, you do manage to find it, embedded in the snow.
Oh, sweet.
I go over and stare at Sai.
I go on the tuck side, yeah.
If we're gonna keep going, we're gonna have to carry him with us.
I mean, there's a perfectly good campfire over here.
Well, he is not allowed to use. Well, I guess he could use my perch.
You have a
Well, it's gonna
perch?
be about 3 hours before he wakes back up.
I
We
do.
might as well just go and make camp, see if we can get this place as safe as we can.
Yeah. See, the situation we're in is kind of in a hollow or in a bowl. So I don't like having the upper part of that where they can just come in and shoot at us all day.
We just gotta move them to where we can build a safe camp then.
Yeah, but I don't know where that's going to be.
So, retreat.
You went all robot on us.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that.
What I said.
No,
You're
no, we're
really
back.
breaking up.
We're gonna move.
Reception
So-
must be bad wherever you're at.
Yeah. So can I do like a recon for a decent campsite, or would this be the best one?
You are not familiar with the area, but
Right.
I suppose you could go ahead and give me a survival check.
Okay.
Probably with advantage from Signy. This is more just an observation.
Like, I know they're above us, but like if we're parked right up against that, you know, the sightline, they'd have to be right above us to hit us.
21.
Or over here. Or over here.
So on your trek up, it has been pretty uniform in terms of shelter. There's not much around. It would be fairly safe to say that this is about the best that you're going to
Okay.
find.
All right.
The best of no good scenarios, I would say.
Okay. So I'm going to try to set up some sort of a camp where we're like hidden from above and with very little smoke from the fire.
Okay. You would manage to hide most of the smoke just at the base of a tree. So I would say that you're
Yeah.
taking up more of in here. Thoughts.
Yep, that's fine.
All right. So
Does anybody
everybody's
have an alarm or anybody set up an alarm?
I don't know if anybody has alarm or not. I don't even think I know what an alarm is. I just assumed watch and everybody rest up as much as possible. It's like we all need to.
I assume somebody fetch Psycho around.
Yep. Yeah, I brought him over to the fire, warmed him up, tucked him in. And then I guess,
Some milk and cookies.
yeah,
Are
some hot
caltrops
tea.
those little pokey that like people can step on?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're primarily to stop things like cavalry.
Yeah, they're kind
Okay,
of big.
but there is a whole bunch of snow. Is there any reason they couldn't be buried and concealed? I mean, in snow?
Yes, but at the same time, you don't quite know how deep the snow is. They might not be as effective.
But do it anyway. I mean, it can't hurt.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to be able to stop something from approaching.
That's right. So,
Well,
what do you think's the best
honestly-
place for it?
Oh, there is.
Are those
Yeah.
twigs heavy enough to? Red, are those twigs heavy enough to go through the snow and have to be pierced by the caltrop?
We don't know. Would the things pierce the caltrops?
Well, no, I was
You
just
know what I
basically
mean,
asking if they were
like-
heavy enough to
Yeah.
actually,
Be
go through the
effective.
snow.
Right.
Actually, I need the next stop. Sorry.
Yeah, so just put them down. Worst case scenario, you just pick them up again.
Yeah. Anything she can. I am trying to play smart. I'm just getting axed in the face before I can
Hey,
do
you
anything.
found that great campsite over there
Look, I'm just saying,
where you were hiding
flaming
in there.
arrows, shooting flaming arrows at the bushes would have been awesome.
Yep, it definitely would have.
Yeah, I want
I
to
have-
lay out the
I-
caltrops and rest.
I also have a hunting trap. I'm gonna
That's
put
just
that
for
son of a bitch
food.
down too.
So if
Yeah,
any
but
beavers
they're-
come to get us, go catch them.
I was thinking more like, well, I was thinking it was more like a bear trap.
I would imagine
Is
a
that
bit
right?
more like a bear trap as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a sawtooth steel ring that snaps shut when stepped on the pressure plate in the
Yep.
center.
Yeah, okay, that's a good. So I'll put it right here, I guess, on the non-difficult part of the path.
Yep.
Just so we have ourselves covered here with caltrops, here with bear trap, and we'll keep guard.
All right, and I'm pretty sure I have full HP, right?
Yes, you and I both.
Yep.
All right, so I guess you and I are taking watches. Are we going to do a full long rest? Since we got 3 hours for side.
Yeah, and it's probably the end of the session, so we might as well if we can get away with it.
So that's the plan?
Yeah.
I guess. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's the only thing that really makes sense.
So the next 8 hours of rest are very cold, as the storm slurry of ash and snow doesn't seem to let up, and there's not much shelter up on this shelf. As far as the watches go, Narmigil and Ulrich, why don't you go ahead and give me each a perception check?
Sure. Perception.
So that's a 9 from Ulrich. That's your sheets. It's not looking great so far.
No.
Perception's something you're supposed to be good at. Shit. I was
Yeah,
supposed
it
to be
is.
the weak link on this.
Rolled a 5.
Alright, so who went first?
One, two, three, not it.
All right, I'll go first.
Alright.
I would-
So, Ulrich, I'm assuming you take the first 4 hours or some such?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's ever actually done the math on that.
It's kind of it's not that important. So, on the first 4 hours of your visibility does get worse as the day goes on, at least as far as you can tell. The wilds here, like I said, you don't hear so much as animal life, but the trees and the wind do seem particularly active and busy. The bodies of some of these topiaries do seem to recede and disappear entirely. Why and how, you didn't quite get a good enough look at it.
We should have burned them.
Which would take us to an Armagil. By now, everything seems calm. Maybe the first shift would have been the most critical, but as far as you can tell, you're safe and left alone for now.
Okay, what did I roll, by the way?
A 17.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good. And that does exactly take us to this time of the session. So, are we going to end it here?
I mean,
Do
yes.
we get to wake up at level 2?
You do get to wake up at level 2.
So do I get to click the little long rest button? Is that how we get our HP and all that junk? I
Long
don't-
rest, yep.
Yep.
You need to click on that. There you go.
Okay, do we have to roll for HP, or can we take the median, or
You can take the
some weird
average.
combination of both?
You can take the average or roll for it if you feel masochistic.
Probably better take the average.
It's always better to take the average.
I'll have to catch you on that later. I gotta get to bed.
All right, everybody.
No.
Good.
All right, good
Hey,
game.
guys.
Alright, good
All right,
game.
folks.
I'll do all the math stuff on my laptop.
See everybody later.
Ben.
Yep.
Let me bring something up. I think I made a mistake.
Sure.
My favorite enemy? I picked giants, but it doesn't have giants as a list there. Would it fall under humanoids or?
So giants aren't quite humanoids. That's very specific.
Right. Would they be monstrosities?
No, they're not monstrosities either. Monstrosity is kind of an abomination.
Right. But they don't fall under that. Or under any of those choices, right?
I would say that it would have to fall under humanoid, I suppose. Because they have undead, they have monstrosities. I'm really surprised they don't have giants.
Giants. Yeah, me too.
Not really, because who fights giants?
Yeah, no one, I guess.
It depends on the area. This is an area well known for them. Whether or not you're going to encounter them is an entirely different subject.
Right.
I'll say that you can cover them with humanoids.
Okay. So, instead of giants.
You just went from useless to useful.
Yeah.
And if you do encounter giants, I'll just rule them as large human. That's fine. Yeah. It makes sense, anyways.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Thanks for running it.
Absolutely.
Starting to really get into it, which is good.
Honestly,
And-
I didn't expect this fight to take as long as it did. Just think about the whole session.
Man, fights are so hard for me as well. I just can't time them right for some reason. I never think they take that long, but they end up taking like hours.
Well, I knew
So,
we'd get here, and I knew we'd get at level 2, but it did end up lining up very well. So at the end of the session, it ends. It could have been worse.
You know what it is, though? Like, all it takes is for the terrain or whatever to go wrong. Like, I left the game, and I couldn't see anymore, so I didn't move like I may have moved. None of us were near where the enemies were, and then little folk got fucked up.
I mean, I suppose my defense, this was a very good ambush. And that was mostly because nobody really rolled that great.
Right. And that confusion spell.
And the confusion was very effective. It didn't quite cover half the party, but it definitely...
Hey, it did damage.
It did its
Confusion
job.
always hurts. We're actually fortunate that we even passed our second wisdom saves.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the DC was only...
And I fucking called the fact that I was going to roll a goddamn crit whenever I did hit Greta. I knew that shit.
It was maximum damage. It wasn't a nat 20, but yeah.
You know, that's the first time I've seen that work. Is the confusion and then attack somebody like an enemy or a friend. Usually it's a little
Yeah,
fucked
actually, I recall the last few times it happened, you guys got lucky and you got confused right next to an enemy.
Yeah, or there was like
help.
the run option. You know what I mean? Like there was that was just a 7 and an 8 back to back.
I was really looking forward to that outcome. I'm pleased. I liked it.
To what?
The outcome of what would happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, that's the first time I saw it happen. So I saw it work that way. So that was really good.
Yeah.
All right. So now I can smite things.
Yep, everybody gets a lot more goodies, and there should be a lot less random RKOs. Although nobody died, and it was rather fun.
Yep.
Greta almost
I thought it was
died.
good.
She rolled a fucking 1 on her death saving roll.
She rolled a 1 on that, and almost got outright killed by your damage. So yes.
Greta was almost like super dead.
She was very unlucky and very lucky at the same time.
We've all been there before. We know what that's like, you know? So she just broke her cherry, so to speak.
Ew.
Cherry.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn, son.
Well, I'm down here in the corner trying to make this corner. I'm like, God damn, I wish I was a wizard. Wouldn't have to do all this fucking running. But anyway, yeah, good game. And I will see you guys next week.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
Have a
see
good
you
night, guys.
Later.